Welcome back, guys, and today we're on part 2 of doing the rear main seal. Part 1, if you remember, I took out the transmission, and that was a little easier than I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as big and heavy as the excursion that I did, but today we're going to be removing the flywheel. And we got 8 bolts that we got to back out, which, again, 2 people, so that when we torque on this, the whole motor doesn't turn, we can get our leverage. So we might have someone on the crank holding it while we try to loosen these up. How hard can it be? Let's get to work. All right, so what you see is that the flywheel did come off here. We have what I believe is the starter here, and there's the flywheel right down there. Now that you saw that fall off, right? So make sure we keep that orientated correctly. And our rear main seal, as you can see, is wet right under here. So we do know that that is our problem. Next, let's take this off. Now that all the spacers are off between here and the flywheel, which is sitting right there, this is the rear main seal, and I just cleaned this up. There's still a little bit of oil, but not much. But what we need to do is take this black rear main seal out, okay? The way I'm gonna try to tackle this is by doing a self-tapping screw in here and pulling it out. Here's the new one on this plastic guide to fit right in so we can guide it in. How I'm going to do that yet, we're going to cross that bridge when I get there, but right now let's try to take this old rear main seal out. So we got the drill to drill a hole, put a self-tapping screw in, and now we're using the pry bar to just kind of lever it out very easily. There we go. Now that it's out, we're going to reseal it and put the new one in. All right, so here's the new one. And this special tool, this plastic piece, helps it get over the hub with this inside gasket. What I got here is Mercedes-Benz sealant right there. And so what we're going to do is coat the outside ring here before I slide it on. So let's open this thing up. I guarantee you this is pretty much like an 8 RTV that I used in some of my other videos, but this is Mercedes-Benz approved. So let's do it. So we got a little bit of the gloop all the way around. We're going to be putting it on, putting it right on this hub, let it seat. And then I'm just going to be pushing this in. Might need, there it is. I need a little bit more leverage up top. Kill it. The new rear main seal is seated. It got a little messy because the sealant kind of got squeezed out when this got pushed in, but what I ended up doing was I did take my extension, and that fits right in between the gasket and the seal, and I was able to kind of tap it in, and now we have an even gap all the way around, and it's seated against that inside lip. So we're gonna let this cure, and then I'll fill it with oil, see if anything comes out. I really hope not, but this needs to cure for, I believe, 24 hours before I can do anything else. So until then, we sit and wait. The rear main seal is down there, obviously, and we have glooped it up, and it has been cured for 3 days. Way longer than we wanted, but that is the time that I needed to get life done. So now what I'm gonna do is fill it up with oil, this plus this, because I did find some glitter in this. So let's put all this plus another 5 quarts in here, 5 liters. I don't even know what it is. Put it in here. And what I'm going to try to see is if the rear main seal starts leaking again, And if so, well, then I repeat this whole process over again. So let's fill this up. Now that all the oil's been filled, I'm looking around here to see if any of it is dripping out or seeping out or anything, and it is dry as can be. So I say that's good news. I say we keep putting everything back together. All right, so the flywheel is back on. Now there's this plate here and a plate on the other side with this guide pin right here, okay? I got all new 8 bolts and I torqued all of these in a star pattern to 42 Newton meters. And I used my awesome wrench, torque wrench right there that you'll see in this video that I posted about. So do this, and now we move on back. One of those while you're in there. So if you watch the video up here, you see that I did poly motor mounts. This is one of them, the driver's side. Now I've always battled, I don't know if you guys can see through that viewing window, see how it's loose? That top bolt always likes to back out. It's right in there, okay? Hard to see, won't focus, but I have this specialty tool to be able to get up there and tighten it. Now I've tightened it multiple times, but it keeps backing out and then I get little clunks and I don't like it. But now that the transmission's out, this is a much easier job. I don't have to try to fit my hand through here anymore. I have all this extra room and I can get to it. So what I'm gonna do is back out this bolt, put some Loctite on it, and then torque it down now that I have a lot more leverage, a lot more room. Right in there it is. So it's one of those, just while you're in there, makes it convenient. Torque converter bolt to drain it. Now, you're only gonna be able to fill it about halfway before it starts spilling out. So we're just gonna be draining it out and refilling it with new. So once this is drained, we put it into here, we drained it into here. And just to measure, this was from the oil we just did, we almost got a full quart out. So this just kind of gives you a quick guide to how much oil we will hopefully try to put back in before it starts spilling out and we close it on up. So 1 quart transmission fluid and your torque converter. Putting the new ATF fluid into the torque converter, I'm using liquid moly ATF 1600 Top Tech and just a simple hand pump. We got, remember, a quart out, so we're just putting hopefully a quart in, fill it up until we start seeing a little bit coming out of here. Super easy. Well, another one of those while you're in there. If you remember, I have right up there my transmission temperature that I was running from the sender here. Now, what I unfortunately did was I was running it up here into the floorboard, but it came over the header here, and I tried to clip it up as high as possible. It just gets so hot that I melted everything. So hence why it's not working. It's just, it's all melted. So we're gonna come up with a new solution. I'm thinking of running it through here. So it's gonna come out of the side of the transmission over the top, and I'm gonna run it in here by the floorboard, next to where the shifter is gonna come out and everything else. So that's kind of where I did the wideband right here through this drain hole. So these are my wideband sensors here. So it's gonna be something very similar, just on the driver's side. So I could put it in here, but I already got a plug here. So, and that's the carpet. That's the way. So what I ended up doing was I did wrap it and run it right through here, and I wrapped it with this heat wrap again, but this time we're gonna go over this transmission. I just zip tied it very loosely to each of these little screws, and it's just gonna sit down here and plug into the transmission just like it did before right here. But this time, instead of running it on top of my headers right through here and melting, I'm hopefully getting it far enough away where no melting happens. All right, so now it's time to put everything back together. We got the torque converter that is over there full. We got this back on our makeshift redneck contraption, and we are going back in. This can be hard lining up all of these holes, especially the ones we can't see and the ones that take brackets. But where there's a will, there's a way. We're just trying to stabilize this thing as close as possible to being balanced so that we're sturdy and safe. But now that we're on here, we are then going to put the torque converter on, line up all the splines, and start lining it up to be then inserting all 6 of those bolts there. So that's a process, but not impossible. Okay, so as you can see, the transmission's in. Now, something very careful to keep in mind is that the torque converter needs to go on, and I'm going to call it in 3 steps. The first is the end of the splines need to go on in a line. Those turn independently of the second set of splines. So get it on, line it up, slide it on. And then the last part are on the main shaft. There's 2 notches on each side that the torque converter has to line up to in their notches. So slide it on, turn, slide it on, line it up, slide it on. Once that's in, this thing went in no problem. So we have a couple bolts in just to keep it aligned. We're keeping the pressure on. And now what we're gonna do is the torque converter bolts, I had to go to Mercedes and get those specially ordered. They came in. So that is gonna be done in 3 stages, I believe. Let me tell you. Okay. One more. There. Things are coming along super nicely. I got my new trans mount put in. We got the carriage, and since everything else is torqued up, this is now holding the weight so I could get rid of the jack that was holding everything. So now we just got to start putting in the bell housing bolts and buttoning up all this. I was able to run, as you saw, my new trans cooler temperature sender right there. And that just went above here, down, and in. So it's all coming together. It's just kind of buttoning up those small things and getting to these bell housing bolts and double cross checking everything before I fill it up with some fluid. This should all start looking more normal again because it is all put back together except for the belly pans, which I have sitting way over there. So with all this, the exhaust is back up. The trans has been filled. Once again, I used the fill plug right here. And this is imperative to fill it. What I need to do now is start the motor and make sure the trans gets to 110 degrees. And then you open up the in and let it burble out until you start seeing air. Then you know you have leveled this to the way that it needs to be. Now, if you have a regular pan, you put in 7 liters, I believe. And I put in 9 because I got the Y-Stack. It holds 2 extra liters for extra cooling along with these fins. So far, nothing's leaking except I made a mess down here. So my new trans mount, everything's back in place. So let's check the oil, make sure it's all good, start it up for the first time, and keep our fingers crossed. Okay, so we did the rear main seal. Go watch part 1. If you need to learn how to put it back together, just watch it in reverse. It's not that hard. So we fixed one problem. I now got another. As I was warming it up, getting that trans to 110 and letting it drain out, I started noticing a drip, drip, drip from the front. I was like, it's probably windshield washer fluid. I don't know. Being hopeful, right? I got a coolant leak. And, well, got to figure that part out. But the rear main seal's done and nothing's leaking, so I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the coolant leak because that's next. Can't drive it when I'm losing my coolant. So anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something knowing that you can do it just as easily as I can. Helps with 2 people. So hit that subscribe button. Let's keep growing this channel. See you next time, guys.